In this how-to, we're going to create a calculator. This first stage though is going to show us how we can create a form, place all the controls on that form that will enable us to do the calculations. So let's start off by creating a project. Okay, we don't want to call it Windows Application 1, which is the default name given by Windows. Let's call it Calculator. And let's create the project. Okay, so now we've got the form. Once we've got the form here, we've got the controls that we can place on by just hovering over the toolbox. Let's start by placing a label on. We can place the title in this label. Let's just draw it like that there. Now what we can see is that the label is quite small. This is because the auto size is set to true. We have over here on the right side all the properties that belong to that label. So let's change a few of them. Let's scroll up until we find the auto size. There we have it. Let's change that to false. Okay, now we can just resize this. A nice size for a title. And then just move it up there. So let's change the text now inside. There we go, we see the text. Let's change it to my calculator. And we can see the text changes. Let's now change the name of the actual control, which is under the data bindings. It's currently called LBL1, which is a meaningless name. For all controls we have to prefix it with a standard. For labels we go for LBL. If it was a text box it would be TXT, a button BTN. So let's call this LBL title. There we go, that job's done now. So let's just change a few more properties about it. The back colour. Let's change the back colour to, if we click on the custom there, we can see the palette. A nice pastel-y colour. There we go, let's go for that one. Very nice. Let's change the fore colour. This is the colour of the actual text. Custom. We can keep it as black. Let's go for that. Let's have a look at the actual font. We can change the size of the font. Let's make it bold. 14. We'll keep it as sans serif. And let's just realign it so that it's actually in the center. Under the text align property, put it in the center. Okay, so that's good. So as you can see, we're in a lot of control, and we're very powerful things that we can actually do here. These properties to the actual control. So what I'm going to do now is create the rest of the controls on the form. Okay, so there we have our first form, the calculator. The user is going to be asked to enter the first number in here, the second number in here, and then they can either add, subtract, multiply or divide. Once they've done that, they can clear and start again or exit the program. The following how-tos are going to show how we can actually do that. That concludes this how-to.